so I can't afford a annual SD card, because the SD cards went from $34 to $138 for 512 gig. And this one's full, so I have to keep on deleting old files, because I'm not sure. I backed up some stuff, but I didn't back up everything. But whatever. So the food becomes the human bodies and souls that were very much addicted to. This is why the love of money is the root of all evil. This is what that expression means. And it was a statement made by your creator, probably the only thing in the book that I said that's actually coming from the creator. That's a warning for you. It's a warning because it is the thing that will kill your civilization if you allow it to control your civilization. Because just like a parasite, its main purpose is to feed on the host and then kill it. The same thing with the civilization here. They've been working very hard to get as many souls stuck in this hell that is this place. I mean, it's supposed to be somewhere that the souls, 12, 13, maybe 100 lifetimes at the most. We're talking thousands and thousands of years some of your souls are here for. And that's because the older the soul, the more confused it is about its ascension process, the better likelihood it will be a follower in that group of people that are not wealthy but not poor. Because the poor class, you have variations of the higher level poor, or they're using other poor people for money, and they also will be. But you have this thing where if money is the thing that you're attached to and held on to, you provide the proper food for the offspring. And the offspring, what you do is, it's really weird. They let me see it. The souls kind of hang there, and every situation where money had controlled them is relived in their cage, in their prison, because it is like with the eternity in hell, your eternity in hell, recurring the same day over and over again, the same thing that you've done to other people, it gets done to you by demons. That's the same thing where you're experiencing everything that you did, because when you experience that, what you did with money, and those memories that come into the soul, that is like dressing on the salad, for the offspring, as they feed. And their feeding process takes, again, 2 to 3 weeks, but that's 10,000 of your years. And since you experience your time within their dimension, you don't experience it. You're just hanging there for tens of thousands of years as they continuously feed on you. And then once they're finished feeding, at that point, the civilization, their parents, and they're now back there, waiting for the next civilization to be created, and then jumps in, because that is the purpose of this species of creature, because it is the thing that your creator needed to put into this program to allow you to overcome it. Because there's nothing more powerful than money. And that is true. That is, you've made it so that nothing is more important and powerful than the money. And that hold that it has on you as civilization, that's something that needs to be overcome. Once you overcome, then you're ready for the higher dimensions. And as a civilization, you can actually, as a whole civilization, you can actually evolve, and actually ascend to a higher dimension. And that's what the minds did. And talking about what I talked about the other day, and I didn't finish talking about, when the conquistadors came here, they were here specifically to find the bloodline of Christ and kill it. And now there's no way they could have done that, because it came from the Olmec, and then transferred into the Mayan civilization. That's where, and I believe the Aztec and the Inca civilization also had bloodlines of him, because his soul then would reincarnate back down to help each one of these civilizations for a short time and become something for them to then carry forward. And that's how civilization was brought out. But the actual last bloodline was the Mayan, where he existed, where his bloodline existed. But and then that was the Catholic Church and the royalty, that existed in Spain and Portugal and England and France and all those countries, all got together and while not knowing that the church was sending them out to try to find the bloodline of Christ and kill it, their purpose was to expand their empire, and by doing that, it was killing off tribal cultures and taking whatever they can from them. That's what conquering does, right? That's what expansion of an empire does, right? It's not a good thing. So these parasites, their main purpose is again so now you have the group that's sent up to higher dimension, the bigger group that's sent down to the procreation. And if you understand what I'm saying, and you understand enough to really practice it as much as you can, then you'll be in that group that goes up. If not, you're gonna be. If you just have stupid guy, he doesn't know what he's fucking talking about. Get out of here. That is gonna go straight down, because it doesn't. Nowhere else in the universe that needs you. You understand? And your soul has been corrupted at a certain level that you cannot be brought down. Now, why doesn't Shiva bring down the middle class, or whoever is focused on money to the point where it becomes, because that's not what he was going to do. There has to be, in other words, when the civilization ends like that, and the wealth class / parasitic beings from the village, what's their names? I don't know. They didn't tell me their names. It doesn't really matter what their names are. I can give you a name if you want, but it doesn't really matter. But this is what they are, and they see, something is coming in blocking me now, and that's why I'm hesitating, because I'm not thinking about what I should be doing. I'm just waiting for the rest of it, and it's something. I probably knew what I was doing this because of the videos, and it's probably sending something out. Yeah, so I gotta just readjust something. Those beings. I'm going to say the middle class. I'm going to say the class, whatever group of people are really are adorned by money, and everything I'm saying is garbage, because they know that money is important, and they love it, and they're happy with it, and they're happy with it. What's done with them, that provides the perfect food because of the memories that come in for these parasites, and that's just the way it is. And Shiva cannot mass ascend them, because they you can't mess with them, because they're definitely not ready for a higher dimension. He could drop them to a procreation, but their souls are so corrupted at this point that if he does that, then that pool of creation can also be corrupted. And so that's a no. So there's a mechanism there that if these souls go back down to the pool of creation, same thing, they'll just immediately get wiped out. Same thing as he brings them up to a higher dimension. So they can only exist in two dimensions: the one that they're in right now, and the one they're going to be fed on, because that is the place where these holding things where they're kind of like hanging like freaking like cows, after they slabs of meat, like that, basically, for thousands of years. Of your years, and they will experience those thousands of years, minute by minute, just because that is the thing. Now, Shiva and your creator could be generous enough to wipe them up, but those parasites, if they get to the point of actually killing off your civilization, right, that means they won, and because they won, they deserve retribution for them winning. This was a test for you guys, and you failed it, and they beat you on this test, And since they beat you, there's nothing else they can do. I know it's a very harsh thing to think about, but the food that you become becomes the thing that you could have stopped. And that's it. It's like the middle class can stop it all, right? The poverty class can't stop anything because they just don't have the power of it. The middle class has the power, somewhat, but it's not going to go against that power. The hand that feeds them, right? They're going to bite the hand that feeds them, right? Which is the wealth class, and that's where it ends. Now the whole thing could be averted by doing two things: removing money completely from your civilization, completely from anything, nothing. No. How about if we just slowly remove it today, as quickly as possible. The faster you do it, the more chance you have of surviving and having that hope. Do that, and the second thing is making sure that the human being is then appraised as being priceless, and there is nothing more important than the human being, which means that you take care of each other as human beings as the number one priority. That's it, and the planet that's giving you life, because she's not. Your creator is not very happy about what you've been doing to the planet. That's for sure, because it loves it. To tell you the truth, it likes you guys, but it loves the planet. Because it also created also created the planets and what they are in every dimension. He's created every aspect of the dimensions. It is the ultimate, and the universe is basically it. It is your creator expanding. That's it. That's all it is. The universe is creator expanding, and you have the creator, and then you are the products of the creator. And it's a whole thing that I don't really know, where it came from. Is there something higher than our creator? I don't know. I don't need to know though. At this point, it doesn't really matter. I just know that my place right now is helping you guys survive, and it's not fucking easy, man. It's not easy at all, because trying to save a civilization that doesn't want to be saved is about one of the most dumbest things to do. I swear to God, I feel like an idiot sometimes trying to explain to you how not to die as a civilization. I really need to explain that to you? Really? It doesn't make sense? No, okay. So whatever. I'm making this up, and it's all crazy stuff, and so which is not the case. So these parasites, and if that happens, if your civilization can adapt that very quickly. I mean, we're supposed to do it in 2012, you didn't. You're supposed to do it in 2025, you didn't. Your creator gave you an extension for 13 years. No. He could have allowed the wiping off of every one of these civilizations, but he didn't. She didn't. It didn't. But it's not going to you can't keep on doing this, because at a certain point, it's like if you keep on taking a piece of an old car and putting it into a new car, after a while that piece of the old car just won't fit with the new car business. That's the same technology, the same thing. If the energy is coming down here, you're not going to be ready to accept it. You're not going to be ready for that leap as a whole entire civilization to a higher dimension. Well, that's where the minds went. The minds are now mapping out, helping to map out the universe and its expansion. Before it was just as they were down here, they were mapping out the galaxy, and just now they're up to the universe, and then at one point past that, I guess, I'm not sure, but right now they're good. And I was there for a while, but then I got brought up to the higher dimension that my soul was meant to be. The civilizations still have human bodies, and they still practice human, and but it's just at a higher level where you're really not having any of these issues that you're having anymore. And they were here specifically to map out the universe from this angle in this place, and they did. And just before the conquistadors came down trying to slaughter them, they just disappeared, and they took all that gold. They used all that gold that the conquistadors found. Look, all this gold we found. It's like all that gold was spent gold, because all that gold was used to create the portal that got 11 million Mayan transported to not another planet. It's just a higher dimension of this planet. And where you guys don't exist at all. You should probably have been there, and you could probably end up there if you survive. Maybe somewhere else, doesn't really matter. Just it depends on when it. But you're definitely not ready for that at all. because you're not going to be the threat to the mind, because the minds were not made to be these super souls like you were. Minds were specifically made to do something, and they did it perfectly, exactly the way you created, and that's why you created gave them a portal to get away from you people before you tried to slaughter them. You know, because you needed to, because your Catholic Church found out and knew for a while that they were there, but didn't have the resources to really go out there and find. Now they sent a lot of resources out there to figure out where exactly that bloodline of Christ was, and they found it, and they sent those Christians to kill off that entire civilization. And they believed that they did, so that ended up being we killed them all off, they're all gone, there's only a few left again. No, they walked into a portal and they all, were transported to a higher dimension way before you guys ended up getting there. And what was left there was minds that were just, and you say, it's the end of the civilization. And that's probably what happened to the Olmec as well. But I'm not sure yet, because I wasn't there, and they're not giving them that information. But I know they also were dying out the same way. And the minds that were left there were just left there as I guess, what do you call them? Something there to be able to say that, look what we have. Yeah. It's not a pretty picture, man, of what the civilization is about. I can't say I can say it's true. It makes more sense than anything else I've ever learned in school, in your schooling system, in your education system, anything else I've learned in your civilization. In period, it is the only thing, probably the only thing that makes sense as an origin story for the human race, and how it is destined to be eliminated. Love of money is the root of all evil. That means the love of money will attract that evil, but not just attract it to use it. Attracted to, just like a mosquito or a bug here, and like a tick is attracted to you to feed off of you. It's the same way. And you see the way parasites work are very, very similar to the way a virus works, or a tick works. It'll just sit on you and suck out your blood. And at first it's a small little thing, and then when it's blood, you see it big, and it's holy shit. When you see it really big, it's like, oh man, you take it off, pull it off, right? Oh, the way I had a virus called the Guillian Bare Syndrome virus that tricked my immune system and attacking my central nervous system. So on one of when I got in pain, I couldn't walk. That was kicked off by a flu shot. The flu shot was probably something that was put out there to freaking down star seeds. I'm assuming. I'm not sure if everybody has getting most likely is a star seed, because I think that was something specifically put there to wipe us out. And as long as you survive, then other things happen. So I survived it, luckily. But it works the same way. It tricked my immune system in attacking my central nervous system. What did your civilization do? What did your world class do? The people in power? They trick one human into attacking another human, right? Into attacking it instead of working together and competing with it, right? That whole competition thing is exactly what a virus does when it tricks the immune system and attacking the central nervous system. When it attaches onto to a certain part of my body, that then it can actually control. I can't control my immune system. I can feed it and make it, but I can't actually control it. This virus can actually go into my system and control my entire immune system and convince it to attack my central nervous system, which it shouldn't be doing. It's the same thing as what these parasites are doing in your case. They're coming in and splitting you up as human beings, and making you attack each other, wasting your time, creating a lot of disarray and discord, which then they feed off of. Anyway, they feed off that energy. It's just like that's what even the concept of vampire comes from. It's not the blood that is sucking out of you, but it's the energy, the negative energy that's being and that's you have your whole the whole stories about the rituals and all that other shit, and then the whatever Illuminati and that other stuff, that is a product of them. That it is a product of them. That is they need to make it very elaborate, But the bottom line is that they create misery and then they feed off of it. So all the misery that happened during the COVID, the COVID thing, they fed really nicely off of that. Any misery from war, division, destruction, anything that creates this divide of the human being, provides them their nourishment as adults. Their children don't have that ability yet, their offspring, and that's why they're waiting to feed off your souls, which are going to be given to them at your death, as a civilization. That's when you either go to heaven, you go to hell, or you get dropped back down to the pool of creation, which is not an abusive story, but that's the three places where your souls end up. I'm not sure how else to explain this. Did it make any sense to anybody? Maybe as a sci-fi movie. I know it sounds like, man, but it's not, man. I'm not making this shit. Every time I just think about it, think about saying it, every time I start talking about it, the same story comes out over and over again. So if it was some kind of like hallucination, some crazy schizophrenic, bipolar episode, whatever it is, it's not, man. This is a story that's coming down through me every time, and I, I've done a lot of things in my life that allowed me to get this information, one way or the other, from plant medicine to practicing the spiritual practice of yoga, meditation, the sound healing work I did, the music that I played. Everything has allowed me to tap into this, but it always kept me tapped into it, but then I got pulled back. But then when the cap was removed a few years ago from me by this woman that did this healing on me, and since that day, a lot of information, all of a sudden, everything that I just said to you comes out the way it does. It didn't do it before then. This is 6 years ago. It happened 7 years ago. It didn't do it before then. But it was a start for me at that point to learn more about what my purpose was, and to then work to get there, which I couldn't do living with my ex-girlfriend and in the house and the little dollhouse that she created and all the whatever human experience, human things that we had to do, and all that. I couldn't do what I'm doing now. So then the breakup between me and her had to happen. Now, we should have had a little more money so for that house, but but maybe it had to happen this way because I needed to feel this pain, of homelessness, because that is a start. When you feel the discord and the disarray that's happening around you so much that you because of your homelessness and because you don't have the money to support yourself in this very expensive place that you've created for yourself. You create your own. Human beings create their own stress. The stress that's killing you is created by the human being. Nothing else is giving you that stress. Your creator doesn't want you to have that stress. Nobody, but it's done by other human beings. And one group of human beings allowing another group of human beings, and why? It's all because of money. And money, that's what money is. And the concept of money, the concept of this thing is valued more than human life. That's why it is going to be the thing that ends your civilization. That's it. There's a few more things about it that I can go into, but I'm trying to keep this as short as possible because I know a lot of you guys got ADHD and you don't go through 3 minutes of my videos and go oh, it's enough already. So I'm going to end it there. But just remember, I'll say it again, and I don't like saying this, man, but if you don't believe me, unfortunately, you will about 5 minutes before it happens. And then it's going to be too fucking late because you should have overcome it. If you go overcome money and can do the things that I'm saying to do, and I'm not saying to do them because I'm saying to do, I'm saying that your creator is telling me to say to do. Mother Earth is saying, the sun, the entire universe is telling me, saying please tell them this. If you do that, then you will have saved your own civilization from the extinction that is imminent. And just around the corner, that's what they're telling me. If you do it, you'll save it. If you don't, if you just leave it status quo, leave it exactly the way it is and think it's going to get better by itself, it is not. And there is nobody that's going to come and save all of you. Nobody. It's all about you being able to integrate with the higher dimensions. It's not about you sitting there freaking praying, reading this book and praying to God every day and whatever else you do religiously. It's not about any of that. It's about understanding enough to walk away from all that and say, okay, I am everything. Your creator is everything, created everything, the good and the bad. So understanding all that, understanding that aspect, will expand your awareness. And once your awareness is expanded, it can never contract back to where it was. It stays expanded, and then that level of expansion will then allow it to ascend upwards and integrate with the higher dimension. If not, if you're like this, you say, okay, send me up, you go, yeah, you blow up, because with like this, with the blind, with this unexpanded awareness, you're just gonna try to fit in, and it's gonna like you're sticking your head into like a little fucking light socket or something, or whatever it's trying to stick it in, it's not gonna fit, and it's just gonna eventually just go away. Because if you're not ready, you're not ready. That's it. If you're not ready.